Hi, I'm Ben Hart, and this is Thailand. So for those who are aware, I've kind of got this sort of separate sort of sub-genre within, subcategory within this channel where we kind of do some news and views. And I thought I'd do some news and views, as the title suggests, regarding Anutin Chanwirakul and the recent discussions regarding the Memorandum of Understanding between Thailand and Cambodia pertaining to claims for oil drilling rights within the sort of economic zones or the overlapping areas of economic zones or the overlapping economic zones regarding this issue here in the Gulf of Thailand. So I initially thought of making this video after reading a recent article from The Nation, that's Nation Thailand, headline, Thailand cannot scrap MOU 44 without Cambodia's okay, Anutin. Quoting directly, the minister insists Ko Kut is Thai territory and assures the public that the memorandum only outlines each country's overlapping claims, not territorial concessions. I'll get back to that because it's worth noting what's being discussed here is one discussion is centering around claims for like drilling rights and things, and then there's issues regarding actual territory. So quoting further, Interior Minister Anutin Chanwirakul, who is also Deputy PM, said on Monday that the controversial Memorandum of Understanding 44 between Thailand and Cambodia on overlapping claims areas could not be abolished without Cambodia's consent. Anutin was responding to calls by the Palang Pracharath Party and national activists for the government to abolish the MOU 44 over fears that it would cause Thailand to lose territory to Cambodia. And I'll, again, stop and I'll come back to there's a difference here. Quoting further, territory to Cambodia, especially parts of Trot's Ko Kut Island. MOU 44 refers to the Memorandum of Understanding that was signed in Thai year BE 2544 or 2001. Calls to abolish MOU 44 became louder after the Pheu Thai-led coalition announced plans to go ahead with talks on jointly exploring and drilling for oil in the overlapping claims area in the Gulf of Thailand. Again, just to dive in a little bit here, what you need to understand is there's a difference between rights to drill for oil in the waters out in the Gulf. There's a difference between that and territorial claims. Quoting further, foreign law experts, including Pheu Thai's former foreign minister Nopadan Patama, said the MOU 44 could not cause Thailand to lose Ko Kut or any other territory to Cambodia. Now, it's worth noting that Kun Nopadan is a legal mind I greatly respect. Now, he and I probably don't see eye to eye on every little political issue, but make no mistake, he's a brilliant legal mind. There's no doubt about that. Full disclosure, I met him years ago. He probably doesn't even remember. We had dinner one time years and years ago when I was very, very young, very new to Thailand, but I just happened to be at the same dinner with other people. But long story short, I've met him, I know him. It's worth disclosing that, but I'm also well aware that when he makes sort of remarks about the legal status of a given entity or in a given situation, that's an opinion I'm going to listen to regardless of, my own personal thoughts on a person's politics. That said, quoting further, Anutin declared on Monday that Ko Kut belongs to Thailand and is a district of Trot province, adding the public need not worry about it. However, he added, the MOU was a bilateral contract, so it cannot be unilaterally abolished by Thailand. Well, first of all, Thailand's a sovereign actor. She can do whatever she wants. I mean, there are consequences, but Thailand's not bound by contract law the way that, for example, an individual might be bound by contract law in terms of legality. Sovereignty and legality are two different things. That said, the main issue here regarding territory is what's really being delineated here, and I think it's worth pointing out just one key detail, pulling from Bangkok Post, BangkokPost.com, article is titled, Activists Plan to Rally Over Ko Kut Island Territory Dispute, quoting directly, Ko Kut belongs to Thailand under the 1907 French-Siamese Treaty. Yeah, that's what is really at play here. And again, I urge those who are watching this video, go check out those articles in both The Nation and the Bangkok Post to get some further insight into this. But what I think Mr. Anutin is trying to point out is, look, we're talking about two different things. Claims and drilling rights in maritime waters out in the Gulf are a very different thing than territorial integrity. in terms of, the sovereign integrity of the territory of Thailand being that island, Koh Kut, which that matter was delineated pursuant to, again, I quote again, the 1907 French-Siamese Treaty, which, for those who know their history out here in Thailand, there is a history of colonialism along the frontiers of Thailand. Most notably, yes, Cambodia was a colony at one time of France. France made certain treaty arrangements with Thailand pertaining to territorial sovereignty some over 100 years ago. Those treaties are still binding, and it doesn't change anything regarding the territorial sovereignty or integrity of the island itself. Now, memorandums of understanding that may have occurred in the interim regarding oil drilling, that's a different thing. And I think that's the issue Mr. Anutin is trying to point out. It's the difference he's trying to parse out, if you will, the distinction he's trying to delineate there, if you will, that look, there's a difference between, okay, we may come to some agreement regarding sharing of oil drilling rights or claims in this area in maritime terms, doesn't change the territorial sovereignty of, terra firma, the island of Koh Kut. Doesn't have anything to do with that. That was already dealt with. That's, again, matters pertaining to terra firma. We're talking about matters pertaining to the EEZ and the exclusive zones pertaining to maritime boundaries of these different countries. Again, it's kind of an apples to bowling balls comparison, and I think that's what Mr. Anutin is trying to point out. Purpose of this video is to hopefully provide some clarification for those who are sort of wondering what this dispute is from a sort of an Anglo perspective. I hope this has provided some level of clarity regarding these issues, and we'll certainly keep people updated on this channel regarding these matters as the situation evolves.